Welcome back. Another episode,
Episode 4.
Fat Boys and Fairways.
I'm Cookie.
And I'm Fat Boy. Hey, before we get started, y'all go ahead and like and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss a moment of this stuff.
Absolutely. It helps us out. Helps with the algorithms. You know, all the different socials have algorithms, and more likes and subscribes we have, the better off it is for us. Allows us to put more content out.
Absolutely. Hope you are enjoying this so far. Little recap. So it's been a couple weeks since we've been able to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
But we're back. We had our match, 3-hole match. That went well.
Yeah.
Good time.
Tied him.
Tied me. Pressure got to you on the last hole. You had an opportunity. Hit a great shot. Had an opportunity to make that putt for bogey and beat me, and you just couldn't do it.
Nope. But you still couldn't beat the forklift salesman.
Well, I'll take the tie for now. I'll take the tie. We'll see what happens. But now, in case y'all haven't been watching, just to catch you up, Cookie and I have been challenged by a couple guys at our local course, Flagstone. One is finishing up his middle school career, fixing to go into high school. Very good golfer, Cody Walter. The other is one of our favorites, Nicky Norwood out there.
Mm-hmm.
He actually lives above the driving range at the golf course, and he decided he wanted to bring on Cody and challenge us to a little select shot.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Cody's a good golfer. I've never played against Nicky. I've never played against Cody. I've seen him play out there.
I've never personally played with Nicky. I've played with Cody in a couple of matches, couple of select shot tournaments. Seen him play out there quite a bit. Very, very talented young golfer, young up and coming golfer. So
he's probably gonna wear me out. I'm not gonna lie.
We're just gonna have to talk some major trash and get in his head very, very early, and see if we can get him off his game a little bit.
Yep.
But he can talk trash right back. I've seen him do it multiple times.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna try to shoot for Monday on that.
Yeah, we'll see if I get back in town early enough, then we will definitely shoot for Monday afternoon. Play a little 9-hole match with them, and see how that goes. See what we can come up with.
It may be rough on us.
If your shoulder doesn't get any better, it's going to be really rough.
Yep.
I
don't know what I did to my shoulder, but
you're called. It's called you're getting old.
Yep.
You are washing your arm, and now it hurts.
Yep. Probably more us cranking our drivers without properly warming up yesterday.
Really?
May have had something to do with it. I know my back's been hurting now. My shoulder's hurting from it.
Well, we'll take some ibuprofen before the match, and
I just
see
did.
What we can do. We'll keep warming up a little bit here and there, and also did a little pull challenge earlier, a little closest to the pin with the little drink floats. So we'll see how we do with that.
Yeah. So make sure you look for those videos coming out. We've got some clips from that are going to be dropping in the next couple of days. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. That'll be really good. So hey, look at that. Got you a new shirt on?
Yeah.
A new shirt.
Sleeves are for nerds.
Well, there was no poke at me at all, was it?
Nah, not with this golf nerd hat on.
Well, I am a golf nerd for sure.
Still think sleeves should be optional at the golf course, but
some golf courses maybe. White Oaks,
Falcon
Point.
I was up at White Oaks last weekend, and some of the jokers I saw wearing the NASCAR shirts up there. Yeah, it was
NASCAR shirts on a golf course.
Yeah, they had about 3 teeth in the whole foursome.
Did you hit your ball close enough to count their teeth?
They didn't realize they were on hole 10. They thought they were on hole 1 when we made the turn.
So they hit their ball close enough to you so you could count their
No,
teeth.
they were sitting on the 10th tee box thinking they're on the first tee box because they couldn't read the Big 10 on the sign.
Okay.
We came off 9. They were sitting on the 10th tee box, and we were like, "Where'd y'all come from?" They're like, "Oh, we're starting." I'm like, "Hole 1's over there." They're like, "Oh, we thought this was hole 1."
Oh.
I know that Big 10 on that sign. That's hole 10.
Oh. Okay. Well, whatever works. So, may or may not. How many sleeveless shirts do you own?
I don't know. So used to I would get shirts when they get ratty. I'd cut the sleeves out of them, especially when I worked on the farm.
Okay.
Now I've kind of gotten fat quick, so all my shirts never had a chance to get ratty. They just got too small, so I don't really have as much as I used to.
Hence the reason you joined Fat Boys and Fairways.
Yep.
But we keep walking anymore, like we talked about. We may not be so fat.
Thursday night, whenever you were giving my daughter a golf lesson, my watch asked me if I was working out when I was walking 3 holes.
Well, it definitely wasn't because you were moving fast. It had to be because you were breathing hard.
Yeah, my heart rate was up, I guess.
What did you shoot in that 3?
I was 1 over through 3.
1 over. How many mulligans?
None.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna take your word for it. I believe you, even though there was nobody there to attest that score. I've never known you to.
That was even with a drop on a par 3.
A drop on a par 3. So your chipping game, this little pool chipping challenge, has helped you a little bit, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
I sliced one off into the weeds on par 3, number 2. Drop 3. Chip 4 up close to the hole.
Well,
for bogey.
This weekend's going to be kind of busy, so I don't know if I'm going to get back out there to get ready before we try to do this challenge Monday. But we're just going to have to pull a big John Daly and walk out there and be like, okay, which way's the first tee and what's the course record?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's about all I got, and we're just going to have to talk trash and hope they forgot how to play golf.
Yeah, take one swing, pop everything in our backs.
It's about normal, especially after last night.
Yep.
So this week in golf, the PGA Championship.
You want to tell them who's leading in our fantasy league?
No, I do not want to tell them who's leading in our fantasy league. Not at all.
You want to tell them your number rank? I think you're in 5th place.
out of
Out of 6.
But hold on. In my defense, the fantasy thing allowed you to choose new golfers before the 3rd round if yours didn't make the cut. I chose to go with my original lineup, even the ones that didn't make the cut, and just see how it plays out. Did you change your golfers?
Yes, I did, because playing the rules of the game. You can't
hate
on.
Have we ever picked new golfers halfway
So,
through? Whether the fantasy let us or not, have we ever picked new golfers?
This is the first year we've done fantasy. Masters Fantasy did not let us pick new golfers.
It's not the first year. It's the first year we've done it on the app.
It is the first year we've done on that. That's what I'm saying. So the app lets you. The app encourages it. Hey, do you want to pick new golfers since these guys got cut? Yes, I do.
Still cheating.
It's not cheating.
It's cheating. You can't pick new golfers halfway
It's
through.
not cheating.
Whatever.
It's rules of the
fine.
game.
You're leading right now.
It's the rules of the game.
Still have a final round. Hey, but
my boy Debo.
We finally have some big names coming up to the top of the leaderboard. Had a rough couple of days at the beginning.
Yeah.
Had a few of our guys like Jordan Spieth, unfortunately, wait another year to try to complete the career Grand Slam.
Justin Thomas got put out.
Phil Mickelson.
Yep.
Ludwig Oberg. Brooks Koepka.
Yep.
Speaking of Brooks, did you see the picture on Twitter of a guy catching him in a gas station buying some
adult beverages
after
a rough
round? Sounds like most local guys.
Yeah.
After a rough round, they get a few more on the way home.
Yep.
That was a pretty tough picture there. You hate to see it, but it shows that the game of golf can be very, very difficult at times
for everybody.
What do you think about the PGA not allowing them to play lift, clean, and place in such rough weather over there?
I'm not a big fan of that.
You're not a fan of lift, clean, and place?
No, I'm not a big fan of them not letting them do that.
I actually agree. If you're on a course and in that kind of setting, playing for that kind of money, that kind of championship, you can't control weather. I don't understand why you don't allow these guys to lift, clean, and place the ball back, because most of the time, no matter where they hit the ball, they're still going to have a decent lie.
Yeah.
So what's it matter if they take it out of a mud hole and have that? I mean, have you ever hit a ball with mud on the side of it?
Yeah, it goes all crazy.
It was all crazy, all crazy. Johnson Wagner talked about that later that night on Golf Channel, and kind of showed some stuff and showed how it can affect it. I just don't like the fact that they didn't let them lift clean in place.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. I know just the other day, I will say I did lift clean in place on my 3 holes.
Listen, I don't blame you. We had 4 inches of rain in 3 days.
Yeah, so I mean, I did. Ball had a big old clump of mud on the side of it. I wiped it out. I didn't even lift. I just rolled it on the ground and wiped it.
Oh,
I just rolled it. I just rolled it and wiped it and then left it where it was.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that. I'm good with that because there's no reason we're not playing for any money.
No, I was out there by myself. I wasn't going.
I mean, we're here to play. We're here to hit good shots. Why not take the time to just give them a couple extra seconds to lift clean place and make sure that we're getting the best golf possible? And I think in a muddy situation like Quail Hollow was, unfortunately, such a great course, it's got to have the ability to allow these guys to hit the purest shots.
Yeah.
And even a mud ball will affect that tremendously. I wholeheartedly agree. Let's allow them to lift clean in place.
Yeah.
We'll see how the weekend goes. Scheffler's moved up the board.
Bryson is on top.
He was when we checked it earlier. It wasn't over.
Let's check it real quick.
Oh no.
Let's check it.
He's gonna check the scores as we go.
Hey, it's all right.
Check the scores. So
Scheffler is on top now.
Scheffler's
Debo fell.
Oh. Who's on top now? Say that
Scheffler.
again. Scheffler? Oh, we both had him picked.
We both had him picked, but my wild card was DeChambeau.
Okay.
So, full disclaimer on Bryson. I was not a Bryson fan before he started YouTube. I think the media painted him in a way that was not fair, personally.
Okay, I give you that, because I wasn't a Bryson fan either.
He was a goofy dressed dude that could hit the ball 20, 30 yards further than what they were trying to make the poster boy at the time, Brooks. And PGA.
But can you blame him for making him the poster boy? He won, 4 or 5 majors in 3 years?
I'm not saying they... But it was almost like the media pushed the beef with him.
He was the Joker to their Batman.
Exactly. So he was the villain whenever he shouldn't have been. I've watched him enough. He's friendly to everybody he comes in contact with. You watch him at Masters. Rory, nothing against Rory because I like Rory. He's on my fantasy team as well. Walks up through there with his head down, not paying any attention to the fans. Bryson goes up through there, slapping everybody's hands.
But in Rory's defense, do you realize the weight that man had on his shoulders trying to complete that?
Not knocking Rory. I'm not knocking Rory.
Because if I was in that mode, I don't think that I could talk to people around me.
Not any form or fashion knocking Rory. But I do see, I watch all of Bryson's videos on YouTube. I pay attention to, big thing for me is I've met some semi-famous and famous people, and I think it's really cool when they act down to earth and friendly with just the common fan.
Absolutely, I agree with that. It helps grow the game for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you see kids out there at these events, which I've been to a few events. I had my son at one up in DC when I lived up there, and to see some of those guys interact with the kids as they come by was absolutely phenomenal, because it helps bring those kids around to the game.
Then you got some players that don't pay attention to them.
Absolutely.
So,
but that's what the practice rounds are for.
Yeah, but just watching Bryson on his YouTube channel and when he's playing on TV on Sundays, the way he interacts with people, he just seems like a really genuine guy.
Absolutely.
And I've grown to really respect and like him. First of all, I like watching him play. A dude can crank a golf ball.
Absolutely. So we got those guys coming up. Rory still has a chance. Back in 2010 when he won at Quail Hollow, he made the cut on the number at +1. The leader was at -8. And Rory come back to win, and I see a little deja vu, because it was Rory made the number on +1. Jonathan Vegas was the leader at -8. And as of right now, you just checked the scores. Is the score still -8? He didn't look at the scores. He just seen who was on top.
Yeah.
You're supposed to look at both.
Scotty's at 11 under.
Oh, Scotty's made a run.
Yeah, Scotty's.
Okay.
He shot a 65 today.
Okay. Hey, we'll take that all day long. All day long.
Hey, Keegan Bradley, he's making a run too up the board.
Mr. Ryder Cup captain, yes, he is. He is making his vote for not only Ryder Cup captain but possibly Ryder Cup player as well.
He also should have been on the last Ryder Cup team, but Zach Johnson had his boys on there, and we got our tails kicked by Europe.
We have not won in Europe in a long time, but they have not won in the USA in a long time.
That is true.
Bethpage Black,
Yes,
coming
but
up for those years
what
Ryder
I'm
Cup.
getting at is these Ryder Cup captains don't need to be taking their friends, which, I mean, obviously you got a bias.
Listen, Justin Thomas, I think, is a phenomenal pick for the Ryder Cup because of his enthusiasm and what he brings to the team. Yes, it did not work out for us in Europe, and we didn't play as well as we should, but I do think that would have been a very, very tough pick, and I'm not going to say I wouldn't have made the same pick because of the Justin Thomas that we have seen in years past for Ryder Cups with being out there with Jordan Spieth and some of those other guys. I
don't agree with it. He did not have the play. Keegan Bradley did.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree there. I do like Keegan, but I don't know. So we'll see how he does this year as a Ryder Cup
and
captain.
That's coming from a Justin Thomas fan.
So what do you think of the President Cup captains picks? They just announced those a couple weeks ago since our last episode. Did you see who those were?
I did not see them.
So they have announced that for the international team, you will have Jeff Ogilvy, the U.S. Open winner from Winged Foot, the year that Phil Mickelson fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
And then you will have Tennessee's very own Brandt Snedeker, who is actually my favorite player. I've had the chance to meet him. That is awesome. I like the fact that they've chose him. I think he'll make a good captain myself.
Mm-hmm.
But again, he's my favorite player just because of the way he interacted with me at the tournament.
See, I've not got to meet Bryson. I've actually not really got to meet many golfers at all, but that means a lot whenever, in anything. I was a catcher in high school playing baseball, and I was sitting on the third base line at the Braves game.
Okay.
I was a huge Pudge fan, even though he was
Pudge Rodriguez, Texas Rangers.
He played for the Tigers at the time. Late in his career.
The Tigers, okay.
We were sitting on the visiting side, the away side. I was on the front row. Pudge was headed down to the bullpen before the game. I went Pudge, and I held up my Pudge catcher's mitt. He immediately came over and signed it for me without me even asking, and talked to me for 10 minutes. So I'm forever a Pudge fan now.
Well, yeah, great player. Great player and in his time back in the day. And if you don't know who Pudge Rodriguez is, you definitely need to go Google him.
Yeah.
Along with some other, you may catch some other baseball references from both of us in some other episodes.
Yep.
We had a couple of those last night at the range that may come out in some later clips.
Mm-hmm.
We won't spoil that for you, but definitely had to Google that reference for my son last night on the way home. But
the Jeff Bagwell?
See, you spoiled it. I said I wasn't going to spoil it.
Yeah, my bad.
But you will understand once you see Cookie swing with a driver as to why I use the Jeff Bagwell reference. So we'll leave that for another episode. So we got the President's Cup's captains. We got the Ryder Cup coming up this year. Jordan is going to need a captain's pick. And if he don't pick up his play in the next few months, he may not get a pick. Ricky is down on the list a little ways.
Yep.
We've got some names who haven't been up there.
And there again, another one that I'm a fan of. He's around my age. It's kind of like Rory is about my age. Ricky is about my age, and I kind of watched him come up playing golf as I was coming up playing golf. And even when I wasn't playing golf, and I was doing, focusing on other hobbies, I kind of kept up with Ricky Fowler. So I'm a fan, but he's struggling. He's
struggling. But that just shows how the game of golf can come and go.
Yeah.
We've talked about all that stuff coming up. You have we'll still have 2 more majors after this one finishes up tomorrow. But with that being said, I would like to put a question out. You can see our tray in front of us, a bunch of different brands of golf balls, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like to see y'all put in the comments what you would like for us to talk about, but also, why don't we put a question out to the audience? What's your favorite golf ball?
I can tell you mine,
Okay.
and probably a little bit of placebo effect because I had the best round I've ever had in my life with them, which Bridgestone Tour BXSs.
Bridgestone Tour BXSs, which is not currently on the table.
No, it's not.
And my favorite's not currently on the table either. I love the colorful stuff that the TaylorMade's done,
Mm-hmm.
the lines, colorful stuff Srixon's done, Vice. But my favorite golf ball, and it may just be because I'm a golf nerd, is always going to be the number one ball in golf, a Pro V1.
Mm-hmm.
I really like those. I don't like the price of them,
No.
but I have been fortunate enough to win some in some tournaments, have some given to me. Still got quite a few. My son is trying to hijack some of them from me, and I'm telling him he's not ready for a Pro V1.
Nope.
Because I don't need him losing golf balls.
You don't have the swing speed yet to hit a Pro V.
He don't have the swing speed or the tords.
Yeah, the tords.
To hit a Pro V1 yet.
Tords is
he
off.
cannot hit a Pro V1 with the tords he has.
Which I will say, I hit a box of Srixon Z-Stars the other day, and I like them awful lot.
You know, I actually, you gave me a sleeve of them
Mm-hmm.
From where you had gotten them, and they're actually not a bad golf ball. I like
Yeah.
them a lot. Not a Srixon guy, but Srixon Cleveland has come a long way. Nikki, who is in that challenge, actually has Srixon irons that he's got. I've hit those a couple times. Very, very good club. And that, you know, we can always cover favorite clubs later on down the line, but favorite golf ball, if y'all will go in there and answer that question, we would like to see what y'all think, and also any other content that you would like to see us talk about.
Yeah. No, well, back to the golf balls. Another one I hit the other day that it was actually during the community classic. Buddy of mine just tossed me a ball,
Okay.
and it was a TaylorMade TP5,
TaylorMade TP5. Okay.
and I really liked that ball. I don't like the price of it, but I liked it.
Everything has gotten more expensive,
It
and
has.
golf balls included.
Yes, which I'm a TaylorMade guy. I've got all TaylorMade irons, so I mean it kind of makes sense. I've got a little bit of bias towards TaylorMade golf balls.
I'm a Titleist guy, which I wasn't at first, but I over the past 10 years I've really become more of a Titleist guy. Really like my Titleist irons and the Titleist golf ball. I just try to play the best I can and not lose as many and build some relationships so I get some golf balls given to me. But my son will not get those. He'll get the nice paint splatter Vice for now. He will not, or maybe some of those TaylorMade, as you can see on the table there, those green and black. Those are actually some I stole out of his bag. We won't tell him yet. Hopefully he don't get mad. We'll give them back to him later.
Yeah. So a funny story about my daughter is I had just some extra Callaways, some spare Callaways, and
would that be the one with the blue stripe on it? Right there?
Yeah. So she got those for her birthday from my dad because she told my dad that she only plays Callaways. So he went and bought her a dozen.
So what you're saying is, when your daughter sees this episode, she's going to realize that you stole the golf balls out of her bag.
Yeah, pretty much.
And now you owe her.
I owe her a dozen. I was pretty low, so I borrowed some. Not my favorite golf ball to hit, but
well, what the camera can't see is that your daughter is behind the camera right now, and we're getting the look of death because you stole her golf balls.
I'll buy her another dozen.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have to now. You're gonna have to now. At least I can still give my son his back.
I've got a few left sitting there.
Oh yeah, I see a few, not a whole lot.
Yeah, I played about 5 rounds with them.
I will say this though, for the new set, at least for this weekend with no rain, I like the outside. It's
we do have plane noise, if you can hear that.
Listen, that's part of being outside.
Yep.
We'll have that on the golf course and things like that, but I like the set. Got you a cart bag to stand up. Nice little vintage UT. Little shout out, since we didn't have the flag out here. Got to have the vintage UT with the vintage smoky head cover.
And I will say this: you will not see that on the course.
No, as you will see in some of the clips from the closest to the pin, he tried to move my bag, and it's kind of heavy.
I moved it. It wasn't like
just
I couldn't
the bag
pick it up.
itself. That may have been what done your shoulder in.
But it was stupid heavy. I am not carrying something like that around the golf course at all.
But hey, something else that we can talk about with the bags there. I brought us up a couple guest stars with my old vintage head covers.
Yep.
Had to bring the Stooges back out since I've got a hybrid in there now, and hopefully it'll keep Curly on there and I won't lose him.
I've got a Smoky.
I still like the Stooges.
Yeah, the Stooges is great.
Listen, the Stooges is perfect for me. My dad's name is Mo. My father-in-law is Larry, and I'm the fat Curly,
Yeah.
who was always the best anyway. We don't like Shemp. I like Curly. Did you ever watch the Stooges, or is that too old
No,
for you?
I watched the Stooges. I mean, I didn't see them new. I mean, I watched reruns, which they were probably too old.
Well, I watched reruns.
I mean, you probably wasn't around reruns or when they were new.
No, I
I'd say
wasn't.
my grandmother was watching them new.
But I have yet to see these head covers anywhere else but on my bag, and I got to be careful because they are vintage, kind of like the clubs we got laying on our table here tonight. We got a couple old clubs laying out for y'all
Mm-hmm.
that we have found going around. So, but I think we've really got to get ready for this challenge. We've got to finish that out.
I'm
You nervous?
I'm not nervous. I mean, we don't make any money on this, so
Not yet.
not yet.
Hey, listen, if y'all ever want to just buy us a round of golf, that is, or sleeve golf balls, we can always make that work. But also, if anybody else out there wants to throw out a challenge to the Fat Boys and Fairways, we're not above a challenge. Most challenges will come at Flagstone
Mm-hmm.
Golf Club here in Cleveland, Tennessee. Unless, hey, listen, I'm not above somebody challenging us and saying, hey, I've got a connection somewhere else. We're going to go play here. Listen,
Well, we'll
just-
go.
I will always go play at a course that I may not have ever played or I've played before.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bother me a bit. We're always up for golf. We will always make it work. But be sure that you hit that like and subscribe button.
Hey, real quick before we go,
Uh-oh.
I got a funny one for us.
Oh, no.
What's the number one rule in golf?
Number one rule in golf. Choose your partner wisely.
I mean, you may want to do that, but it's not number one. Number one is take your keys and your cell phone out of your bag before you throw it in the pond.
I've got a funny story for that, but we're going to save that for another episode. A couple of my buddies that will see this definitely know the story of that, of a bag in a pond, but we're going to save that for next time.
Mine almost went to the pond one time. I had a very, he's retired now. I used to work with him, so he was a lot more mature than I was at the time. Well, he still is. He taught me how to throw my bag into the pond and walking back to the truck. So
I've got one buddy that's taught me how to throw golf clubs. He typically won't throw his bag; it's a little heavy. But like I said, we'll discuss my story with the bag in a pond at a later date. Make sure you like and subscribe because it will always be worth a putt.
thank you.